Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's live stream. I hope I'm in frame. Anybody's online, feel free to join me. In the meantime, I'm just going to do a few housekeeping. Bear with me while I get a few things in order. Yes, hello everybody. How are we doing and how are we doing? I just wanted to be able to complete something I started a few days ago before I got interrupted, and that is sharing with you a few good ideas that I think would make up good things or niches for women of the age of 40. I did a presentation and I'm going to try and deliver it as best as I possibly can within a short period of time while still making this as engaging as I possibly can make it. Right? It's called Where I'm From, so where I am at the moment. So pardon the cover, it's to keep me warm and stop me from going dry or freezing up. That's what this is all about. So passion, the passion for whatever it is um, called. So this is how we're going to roll this evening, right? So let's get right into it. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. This is what we're trying to share. We can just about get to it. There we are. There we are. How do we leverage our unique strengths? How do we make sure that we're putting our best foot forward? And I started, or I left it the other day, was it yesterday, that if you're a good storyteller, then this would be an excellent opportunity. And I also made reference and gave an example of the Akomolafe family channel where the mom decided to take a few of her kids, 3 out of 5 of her kids. This is based on an agreement between her and her husband, obviously, moving to another country, and she documents everything in terms of her experience as they move back and forth between two countries. And I think that's just fantastic. Really, if anybody is able to do that, I think that's probably the dream life if you so desire. So, if you're not good with stories, then you may want to take a step back a little bit and think, can you learn it? If you can't learn it, I'll say just come as you are. Salvation is free. That's exactly what they say. But you never can tell. With these things, however it is you choose to deliver the story is how people are going to accept you. There are people in the world who are waiting to hear what you have to say exactly the way you have to say it. I was saying to my sister the other day that this is the reason why some people have favorite teachers. You remember when you're in school, there was a particular teacher who made a subject that was probably initially difficult and made it quite easy and simple to understand for you. While you may like that teacher, other students probably did not like the teacher. Is because we all go off of vibrations, we all go off of energy. But also, whilst we believe that some people are better teachers than others, it's because there's something innate inside of us that draws us to the next person. So that is it when it comes to storytelling mastery. Some people are good with it, some people are not so good, but they still have a gift to share with the world. The next thing is having natural authority, which is teaching skills from your knowledge, with your knowledge. The knowledge that you manage to build over the years in your career, in your hobbies, in your life experiences, tends to come and play a part when it comes to YouTube. When you want to decide what to pick, think of something that you really enjoy. That's the only way I can put it, or that's the best way I can put it. Find something you enjoy. If it's something you know and you know it really well, then go for it. It's not businesses. The channels that I've noticed that have become successful on this platform, they tend to go off of I don't, okay, I can confidently say to an extent that a good percentage of successful channels on the platform of YouTube are where the creators are speaking off of the cuff. It's either something they enjoy, and as a result of that, we can see the energy, the excitement radiate off of them, and we are sort of inclined to follow on their journey. Or it could be a case where they've decided, I am going to learn this and become a master at it. They go off, they learn it, probably get a teleprompter, write it in the way in which they speak, and then they deliver it to you over camera. You necessarily would not know if you are not in gym, if you're not consuming content like a consumer, like a producer rather. If you just take in all the content that comes across your FYP page or your homepage on YouTube, then you may not necessarily be able to detect that they are reading from a teleprompter because you can probably see their eyes darting back and forth. But the teleprompters nowadays, they only have a few words on each line and you wouldn't be able to tell. So natural authority, it's drawing from your experience, drawing from your own knowledge and teaching it to other people. Then there's the authentic presence. Can you offer calm and genuine demeanor? If you have been on this platform for a very long time, you should know the gentleman who runs the channel called Hindsight. Hindsight, I don't know his real name, but he is such a fantastic human being. He does a lot in terms of mindfulness and well-being and slow living and just being calm. He creates the number one chill spot on the internet. You should give him a try. If you've never come across Hindsight, should go and find him. He also has podcasts. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words because I'm speaking so fast. But if you choose to come as yourself, I discovered the lady who subscribed to me today. What is it? I can't remember her name. However, when I went to watch her videos today, she only dropped a couple of videos because she started a new channel. And it's just so refreshing to see such energy, such calm from somebody like that. Things when you come across other human beings, other creators, and they make you smile. It's because there is going to be some kind of meaningful connection there. Not everything gets to have a technical label. I go for human connection, not in a rural kind of way or a rural kind of way, whatever word that we can slot in there. But in a way that is so authentic and genuine, and you just know, oh, these are real human. Now, these are top niche ideas that I think are perfect for women over the age of 40. If there is a man watching, then I hope it works for you. The very first one is the problem solution videos. So, you want to speak to common challenges that you have experienced, that you have overcome, or better still, one that you're currently facing in your own life. If you feel that you've gone through so much and you need a reset, this is the time to start documenting the new chapter of your life. If you feel that there's been so many changes and you're just trying as much as possible to keep your head above water, this may be the time you want to document it. Do you know that the moment you even start to talk, this is the reason why people go and pay therapists. And I often refer YouTube YouTube as my therapy because we humans, I feel, we go through life bottling everything up. At some point, that cup, whatever it is you're filling up, we will get to the brim and it will overspill. It will blow up. You don't want a case where it will blow up. If you haven't got access to therapy, you are going to have to be your own therapist. And YouTube is a perfect way to do that. Now, I'm not saying expose yourself online, be vulnerable online. I am not saying that because we all have different levels of vulnerability, of course. However, one thing I am saying is that be mindful of what you share, but at the same time, within the confines of your own home, grab your phone and record yourself. Document your days. Whatever you feel the need to share, then do. If you don't feel the need to share it, nobody's forcing you. However, I am saying that as an advocate for women in our 40s, I feel so passionate about the millennial women that I think a lot goes on upstairs that we don't have the opportunity to share out in the world. We don't have access to that therapy, and therefore, this can serve as an outlet for you, as a release, if you so wish. So, if you're currently going through a difficult time or some kind of challenge, now may be the time for you to start documenting the next chapter of your life. The second proven content idea that I think is great for women over the age of 40 to start on YouTube is sharing memorable life experiences with valuable lessons using laughter or even insights. I'll give you an example. If you decide that you want to start traveling, why won't you document it? If you decided that you want to make a shift in life, why won't you document it? If you feel that you're somebody whose family has parties all the time, or you go out partying all the time, why won't you document? I'm not saying just party for fun, but party in terms of family functions, then why not document it? If you have memorable events, if you're going to learn to swim, hello, we're here, let's start a club, then why won't you document it? Besides, nobody knows what the next 5, 10 years is going to be like. With all the foods that we're eating, and I'm not saying there's any connection, but I feel that there's a need to be able to look back on the lives that we've lived. There's something amazing about it. It's nothing profound. It's just the same way you look at pictures. To pass time the other day, I decided to look through my Google Photos, and being somebody who has always been passionate about taking photographs, especially at work for team days, I came across a lot of beautiful pictures that my team and I had taken on various team days across the past decade. I went back on Google Photos as far back as 2016, and I downloaded some of these pictures and shared them with my team members, my colleagues. They were surprised, and I just thought it's a rainy day. I might as well use that to pass time. There's something amazing that comes back because you're able to relive that moment. You're able to relive the memories. For me, video does a similar but better thing for me. It reunites my passion to want to travel because when we travel with the family, I tend to take videos a lot. I take pictures, but I take more videos. I string them together, sometimes without our faces, and we post it on some of the channel. But I think it's a way of reliving those memories, of bringing them back in time, of being present. And also, it reinforces the need to be grateful for one's life. Because as humans, we can be very quick to forget things. We forget not only things, important things, but we also forget that we're living in answered prayer sometimes. That everything you have now, you once prayed for it. Everything you have now, somebody else is praying for it. Somebody else will trade lives with you in a heartbeat without you knowing. Yet you wake up sometimes in the morning, you can't afford to say, I'm grateful for my life, and you just carry on. So, capturing videos does help me reinforce that message. Then you may want to move on to how to guides. If you can teach practical skills from your area of expertise, then it's great. If you can break it down into step by step format, it's wonderful. If you're able to break it down in even simpler language, it is great. I know of a young lady that I follow, Eniola O. I can't remember her last name. Is Olajide Eniola Olajide? She is extremely passionate about skincare. And when this girl starts to talk, my goodness, she will teach you so much about skincare. I'm becoming a skincare enthusiast probably because I'm getting to a mid age and I'm just thinking I need to start looking after my skin more. I am going to do a live one of these days, letting you know how I am using ChatGPT to solve my skin problem. My facial skin has never been this good. I'm sure you can tell there's pigmentation in different parts of my face or on my face, so to speak. So I'd like it to be uniform and more even. And I've taken to learning a bit about skincare and what you should have and what you shouldn't have, really, especially for skincare in 40s. But the problem is, when you watch a lot of skincare videos on YouTube, you will find that there are lots of 20s and 30 something year old creators, and their skin is totally different from ours. Once you hit 40, your skin changes, and you're supposed to change with it. So that's been particularly a light bulb moment, but she does an amazing job of teaching women about their skin, especially women in their 20s and in their 30s. And she shares a lot of life lessons from her own perspective as well, which I think is pretty useful for the generations behind her. For women over the age of 40, I'm sure a lot of us have got practical skills. Excuse me, bear with me. I'm sure a lot of us has got practical skills that we can share with the rest of the world. And it will just be useful to be able to do that. You know, if you're good, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm about to list so many things. If you're good at cooking, if you're good at nails, fixing nails or looking after manicure and pedicure. I once highlighted a channel on on here. I did a video on a lady who runs a channel called A Between. So there's A between the word and then end with E. And all she does is self care. How she takes care of her skin, how she does her manicures and her pedicures, and how she looks after her skin and how she cares for it. But in simple language, without showing her face. You don't see her face, but she just looks after her body and everything else. Simple language. If you can do that, that is one fantastic thing or idea you can start with. If you're a woman who loves to do all those things, just film it while they're doing your nails. No harm in doing that. Afterwards, you can do it for voiceover or tell something funny, tell a story, and just ramble over it. It will bring you back into the moment when your nails are being done, and it will surprise you definitely years down the line. So, in as much as you want to teach, make sure it's in simple language because nobody wants to feel like they're sat in a classroom all over again. It's not for everybody, but for those that it is for, then it's a fantastic idea. My fourth and favorite one is Deb, I wish I wrote or knew that. Everything about ideas, about books, anything, think about it. I wish I knew that. You can create a channel about that. You can create 100 videos about that. Everything I wish I knew as a woman, everything I wish I knew in my 30s, everything I wish I knew as a teenager, everything I wish I knew academically, everything I wish I knew about self care, about well being, about a mom, about being a wife, about being somebody's spouse, everything I wish I knew about natural hair, everything I wish I knew about water, everything I wish I knew about supplements for women, everything I wish I knew about women's health. You can go on and on. Ideas will not stop coming to you once you start. You can make 100 videos in write down 100 video ideas just for that and just film one after the other. In fact, you don't have to do too much in terms of the title. Just do them I wish I knew. And the next will be the main idea for the video. That's all you need to do. It's so dead easy. If you're stuck for a niche, that's something you should come and do. Try it out. Try it out. I promise you, you will not regret it. The idea number five is argument to content you read online. So whenever you think you come across content online, which I know a lot of women over the age of 40, you are constantly scrolling on the internet. You're either on TikTok or on YouTube. Every time that you come across a content and you have an opinion about it, offer your own perspective on it. It could be trends, it could be news, it could be topics, anything that it is. You can see people reacting to news nowadays every single day. Katie Hopkins, she's based in the UK. She has a thought or two. My goodness, the woman can talk. And she's offering her own perspective. She's a British journalist and she offers her own perspective on daily news every single day. You can never run out of content ideas. She will never get stuck on what to talk about because she's got it right there. She pops up her phone and she shoots. It fits right into her life. In fact, she hasn't been on TV for a while, for a number of years. Yet, I'm sure she's making money. But this is the idea is that you don't have to look far to find a thing. You don't have to look far to look for an idea to start on YouTube. If you want to start, get onto my channel and just have a go or pick on any of these topics. It will help you so far. But also in midlife, if you've always been a quiet person, now is the time for you to have an opinion on something. Have an opinion on something. If you don't have an opinion, you need to start driving curiosity. You need to stay curious because it's good for your brain. As we get older, it is necessary. I was watching a video by Vicky on aging on your own terms or aging on your terms. And she took a deep dive into the differences between the various versions, the various Alzheimer's diseases. But she compared the various types of diseases that affects people in old age, from dementia to Alzheimer's and the differences between them. And it's just amazing to know that there's so much information from somebody's experience like that. So you need to stay curious. You need to be willing to learn. You can't afford for your brain to go stalemate on you. especially in your 40s. There's life beyond. There's 50, 60, 70. There's so much to look forward to down the road. So you want to pick, these are 5 ideas that I'm sharing with you. Please be authentic. And everybody says that, but what they really mean is come as you are. If you're quirky, come as you are. If you're funny, come on. If you're bubbly, you need to start making people's days. I once had a friend, not that she's my ex-friend now, but she's still a friend. I used to wonder why or how in the dead winter when there's no sun, we go days without seeing the sun. This girl will be so bubbly and full of energy every single day. Not that she doesn't have problems in her life. No, she's human, so we know she has her own encounters and challenges. But every single day, she she was like a breath of fresh air. It's as if she carries her own sun within her everywhere she goes. If you have that kind of personality, then come with it. That's what they mean by authenticity. That will trump you having the fastest DJI Cosmo camera ever. It will beat any iPhone 17 or 18 or 20 that hasn't been created. It will beat it anytime, any day. Your personality, as long as you bring it, come and conquer it, sis. And the simpler, the better. Keep it simple, sister. Keep it simple. The simpler, the better. If you have nothing, if you have no camera, use your phone. Prop it up on a tripod and you are good. Prop it up on the tripod and we are good. Now, how do we overcome fears and barriers? Don't allow the old lady in. I once heard that from I told you I consume a lot of content that has to do with the older generation where they give life lessons. And I find random channels that offer these things. I call them, they are precious content because there's so much we can learn from the older generation. They say don't let the old man in. It means don't be too quick to give up on yourself. It also means don't be too quick to relax. For as long as you're living, you have to keep living. For as long as there's breath in you, you have to keep living. You don't stop until you drop. That's one I got from a content creator, the elderly man that's over 80 years old. You don't stop until you drop, or you keep going until you drop. That's the idea. It is never too late to do anything. In fact, there are lots of successful creators who started after the age of 40. I recorded a video today about a lady who is in her 70s and she is doing fantastically well. She's a British journalist. You will come to find the video later. I won't say when the video will drop, but it will come. There are people opening up new chapters in their lives. And by the time you get to your 40, you feel that, oh, I need to relax, this is it. Don't do that. Your body needs you to keep moving. You need to keep your brain active. You need to keep your bones moving. You need to keep your joints moving. You need to stay flexible. If you're finding it difficult to exercise, dance. Dance and go for walks. I've seen somebody create a channel around walking alone. Walking is fitness. Go and check the man out. I think his name is Tim. Walking is fitness. My man create. See, this man, not my man, but this man in his 60s or 70s, no, 60s, he created a channel called Walking is Fitness. He has a podcast you can listen to while you're walking. You can listen to him while you're walking. So don't allow the old lady in. It is never too late to do anything. It is never too late for you to start YouTube. You're only in your 40s. What do you expect people in their 70s and 80s to do? In fact, they're not even giving a best start on YouTube in 80s, in 70s. You have no excuses. You have absolutely no excuse. You can't even come in here with that. Please, you cannot sit down if you've got any excuse. Then you want to embrace your imperfection. There will always be somebody who's more beautiful than you. I'm sure you know this. I'm not running a class for 30-year-olds. No. We are here, we are mature ladies, right? You are mature, but you're still beautiful. Somebody said to me, I am so sweet yesterday. I gave a couple of girls, um, teenagers, no, early 20s. I looked at them and I thought, oh, you've got beautiful eyes and your lovely face. Maybe because I'm crazy over skincare at the moment. She had such beautiful skin. It was even toned and it was no makeup. She was so beautiful. And I said to her, "You look beautiful," to a friend as well. They were, "Oh, you're so sweet." I'm thinking, I'm 43. You're telling me I'm so sweet. But hey, that's what you get. So come with all your quirkiness. Your audience will value honesty over you trying to be somebody else. And while you're thinking, do I have my hair right? Do I have makeup on? I don't wear makeup during the day. If I'm to apply makeup now, I'll just be sweaty. My face will feel heavy. And then I'll use it as an excuse not to come live. You see, that's what you get. The more you come up with these excuses, the more barriers you're stacking up for yourself. Oh, I need to have 300 video ideas before I start. It's a lie. Sis, it's a lie. Get over yourself. There will always be another woman with better body or banging body than you. You just have to be comfortable in yourself. When you're real, you're going to beat flawless every time. Every single time. Pick a time, pick a moment in history. You will beat it because you come as you are. It doesn't mean you won't make an effort. Excuse me, let's go back a little bit. It doesn't mean you will not make an effort. You will make an effort, even if you have to get Vaseline to apply to your eyebrows and make sure you haven't got ashy lips and your fingers are all, they're not crusty, they're not ashy. Do that. But you have to show up because you show up for work, right? Is it because they pay you? They can also let you go. You show up for work. So come on, get it together. When you come correct. Purposes. Then the next one, build confidence gradually. You're not going to buy it from supermarket. Confidence starts small. Mastery comes from consistency. If you skip where you need to, if you skip the work, you won't get to the mastery. And if you're trying to be a mistress, then that's that you won't. Yeah, you can't skip the gap. You can never skip the. Once you skip the gap, you can't get the result. So you have to celebrate. You have to learn to accept the small wins. Value this beginning. Cherish it because you'll never get to be a beginner again. You're only ever going to be a beginner once. This is the youngest you're ever going to be on YouTube if you're starting now. You only get to be a beginner once unless you fall off the bandwagon and you go silent for a while, which is not great. What we want to build is consistency, right? The idea behind me starting this channel is that I wish to motivate women over the age of 40 to start a YouTube channel to inspire you to find a niche or a theme or an idea to get you started. And once you started, that you stay consistent, avoid burnout, and then build a life of financial freedom through YouTube. That's the aim of my channel, to support you through all that. Then let's find you your community. Your people will definitely find you. So join workshops that are created if they're free. If they're not free, if you can afford to pay for them, I have absolutely no issue. Go and get that knowledge. But in the meantime, you want to connect with people, other human beings, like-minded human beings. Offer encouragement to other people as well, right? Try and support people. Have you ever seen come across that channel that has Dad, how do I do it? How do I do it? It's Raphael who started at the age of 42 and he started teaching practical life skills, how to fix taps, how to fix shelves. He mainly created it for parents to share with their children or their teenagers or their young adults. If for any reason they're leaving home and they're going to live by themselves, say for instance, they are starting university and they have to move out of home, it's to fix light bulbs, to change the light bulbs, to fix tiny things here and there in the house. That is what his channel is all about. I've just come off Rob Maritime's channel as well, and he offers practical advice to over 40 creators. Tips, tricks. If you can join Rob the Maritimer's live sessions, they are fantastic. They go long, there's super engagement on his channel. Join in. It is very useful. Jo, the middle-aged mace, she's a 70-year-old woman who's doing fantastically well. What does she do? Oh, yeah, she documents her life. From Monday to Sunday, she takes clips here and there of her working. She's extremely grateful to be even being work at that age. I think she works for herself, but she juggles life between London and Sussex, which I think is fantastic. It's inspirational. So if you're looking to slow down, don't. There are lots of inspirations on this platform. Go and find the Tenille life. She's a 50-something-year-old woman looking Very, very good for 50 something year old. And particularly, I love her hair. She's been grey for probably close to 20 years. Who knows? But grey hair was what made her go viral at some point, and there was so much attention, and she caught people's attention, I must say. But she's a woman's woman. She is a woman's woman. There are so many creators I watch every now and again, just so I can come here and prove to you that finding a thing or finding an idea for your channel does not have to be difficult. You don't have to overprocess it. And these chic wigs, do you wear wigs? Says you need to start reviewing and talking about those wigs because it is very important. People need to hear it. People need to hear it. You need to go and find these channels, find yours. There's Life with Sandra Hart, the 87-year-old influencer. She's doing great as well. She's just really shared so much about her life. She has taken us through her journey in life, and she's doing fantastically well. She's doing so well. Yes, she is doing well. I cannot begin to fault. There is absolutely no fault in her. So, lots of seniors, as I said, work in fitness. There are lots of elderly people. Is that right to call them elderly? There are lots of seniors that are turning their passions into fantastic channels. There's the Rasta Mom, I think I shared a while back, a couple of months, who still wears makeup at 86 probably. She's a grandma for sharing life lessons. They're turning their ideas and their passions into profitable channels. You can change at any age, and that brings advantage because at every point in time you choose to do this, you have a lot to offer. You have a lot to offer. So go and think about something that excites you. This is a time for you to reflect. It's time for you to start thinking about yourself. Who are you when no one needs you? When the kids are grown and you are less relied upon and there's no parents to think about, who are you? What excites you? What did you used to do when you were young that brought you happiness and joy? What is it that right now, if you started it, you would lose track of time because you were enjoying it so much, you're so immersed in it? If that is a difficult one, you need to start having conversations with yourself. It's either, yes, it is right, you may not know, but at the same time, it is also possible that you're in denial and you're not ready to face facts or face yourself. If you can pay for therapy, go and pay for therapy. Somebody will ask you those difficult questions and you'll be forced to open up your mind and your mouth. But you can always do that within the corners of your house. Then what are you curious about? Find something that really interests you. You just think, oh, I need to know a little bit about this. For me, it's skincare. I've dived a little bit into it, but I haven't got the time. This year is not the time for that. I'm trying to grow in other places and aspects of life. Find something that fits you naturally. Maybe your experience, how you grew up, your childhood, maybe the life you're currently living as well. That can be something that fits you naturally. You're not having to hunt outside of life to get it. Because if you have to do that, you will create stumbling blocks, you will create challenges for yourself, you will create barriers that will then turn into excuses. If you really want to do this, you have to be prepared to make it a low barrier to entry, as they say, in terms of economics. Remove the barriers, no matter how little they are. Yes, we're staying up late. What's the time? Right now, yes. It is that late because this is the time I have for myself. Then you want to avoid anything that you have to read to speak. Try as much as possible to make sure that it's something you can freely talk about. You can picture your friend sitting across the table from you and just chatting to her. That is what I imagine when I'm talking to this camera. I'm thinking it's a friend of mine who have been urging to start content creation for the longest of time and she still hasn't started. Yeah, not yet. She still hasn't started. So I would say go and planning the first videos. It could be 10, it could be 20. The reason why we put a number on that is so that you don't get stuck. Because it can be quite exhausting when you just started the journey, making time. So when you eventually have those 10 ideas and you film one after the other, the more reps, the better you get. So every single video will become much better than the previous one, and you start becoming a better speaker, a better creator yourself. You'll know how to carry yourself on camera. You'll be much more self-aware as to how you want to present yourself. Now, the first 10 videos also gives you an opportunity to, which is the batch recording of the content, which means that it frees up time for you. If you're somebody who has quite a busy life, you may not get that chunk of time again to record another 10. So the first 10 sort of give you a long stretch. They give you breathing space, the mental space to be able to come back to it if it's something you want to do. And then you continue from there. My biggest trick is find 100 ways to tell one story. And I think I will probably go on a hunt for lots of channels and bring them to you to prove to you they are simply talking about one thing in 100 different ways. I know channels that have done that, and it's incredible. Then you want to press record. Yes, do it scarce, do it now, go and eat that frog. Eat that frog is the title of a book that means do the difficult thing. Whatever it is that looks difficult to you, go and do it because your brain needs it. You need it. You need to grow. They said the best time to start was yesterday. The next best time to plant that tree is now. Sis, you have to do this. If it's on your mind to do, you should do it. For the benefits that it brings, you should definitely do it. So I am not going to ramble on and on. We've spent 45 minutes together. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I have come across, I don't want to say genuine, but I hope I've come across in a light-hearted way as much as possible. Whatever it is, all this as I've said, I hope they resonate with you. They encourage you, they motivate you, they inspire you to start your own journey, and you will let me know, right? I'm going to say here, I will see you tomorrow. I don't know what's going to come tomorrow because we're just winging these day after day, but I am sure it's going to be exciting. You don't want to miss it. If you can join in, join in. If you can't, I will see you in another video, right? Have a wonderful night and sleep